Welcome back to the channel. A lot of people ask me, what are the requirements to become a barrister? And at what point do you become too old to become a barrister? Or do you need to go to a top university to become a barrister? Or private school to become a barrister? And all these kind of questions. Now, I will answer as many of those as I possibly can in this very short video, but I will also invite you to leave any other comments and questions in the box below, and I'll come back to those in other videos. So, in short, the answer is this. To become a barrister, you need to either have a law degree or a non-law degree with a conversion, and I'll explain that in a little bit more detail. So the most straightforward way is to have a law degree, which used to be referred to as a qualifying law degree, although I'm not sure if that's still the case now. Essentially, the law degree would cover what we call the 7 foundations of law, which are criminal law, equity and trusts, law of the EU, although we've left the EU now, obligations under contract, obligations under tort, property and land law, and public law, which includes things like administrative, judicial review, and human rights and things like that. If you did do a law degree and it was more than 5 years ago, or you've done a non-law degree, then you need to do a conversion course, which is known as the Graduate Diploma in Law, or shortened to GDL, of course. Either way, the degree needs to be a minimum of a 2-2. But overall, this is known as the academic stage of becoming a barrister. So there are 2 broad stages. There's the academic stage, which I've just explained, and the vocational component, which is the actual bar training, going to bar school, as it's referred to. It used to be called the BVC, the Bar Vocational Course. Then it became known as the BPTC, the Bar Professional Training Course, which it's still referred to as on the BSB website. That's the Bar Standards Board, the regulator for barristers. Although some institutions refer to it as the BTC, the Bar Training Course. And there is also an aptitude test to get onto this course in the first place. So you need to go in hand with your degree, either a law degree within the last 5 years, minimum of 2-2, or your non-law degree with the conversion course of the GDL, and your aptitude test to apply for your place at bar school. To be on the course, you must also be a member of one of the Inns of Court, because it's the Inns of Court that retain the sole right to call barristers to the bar. More on that a little bit later. And there are 4 of them. I am with Inner Temple, there is also Middle Temple, there is Gray's Inn and Lincoln's Inn. Collectively, these are the Inns of Court, and they run various training sessions and what we call qualifying sessions, and you must attend these qualifying sessions whilst you're at bar school in order to be eligible to be called to the bar. Being called to the bar is the first point at which you can be referred to as a barrister, but even that becomes more complicated. So once you've done your degree and perhaps your GDL and you've done your bar course and you've done all your qualifying sessions, then you'll be eligible to be called to the bar. That's when you will be a qualified barrister. But you cannot yet practice because you still need to undertake pupillage, which is the very final stage of training before you can have a full practicing certificate. But all of this is only relevant if actually you want the career as a barrister, because many of you will think that wearing a wig like this in court is a time-honoured tradition that we should absolutely adhere to, and some of you might not like the idea, but that's not necessarily a deciding factor on whether or not you become a barrister, because we don't necessarily wear the wig in every single court case. For example, you do not wear a wig for family cases. Also, you don't wear the wig and gown for youth cases. And on many occasions, we don't wear it for civil hearings either. It's only civil trials with a circuit judge level we would wear the wig and gown. Otherwise, with a district judge and for most county court claims and small claims, there's no need to wear the wig and gown. Equally, in the magistrates' court, you will not see barristers wear wig and gown, but of course in the Crown Court, because at the Crown Court you will see a judge of at least circuit level, which means you will wear the wig and gown in all criminal cases at the Crown Court. But I digress. One of the questions I often get is, am I too old to become a barrister? Well, no, absolutely not, because I first wanted to be a barrister when I was 16 going on 17, and my careers advisor told me to forget it because it was too difficult, too expensive, too competitive. So actually, I didn't go for it in the first instance. I came back to law and went back to university to do my law degree when I wanted to pursue the path of being a barrister. And as you've probably read from my profile somewhere, I had 20 years of business experience before coming to the bar, which I firmly believe gave me an edge over many of those who had just recently qualified and didn't have that business experience. Because one of my practice areas is for company and commercial law, and I understand the business that these businesses are operating, as well as the legal aspects which I became trained in. So absolutely not. I would not put a cap on being too old to become a barrister. Many chambers, that is organisations which which have a group of barristers working together to manage their cases and the clerking of their cases and so on, take the view that having many years experience before becoming a barrister is a positive thing. So don't ever think you are too old to become a barrister. If that's what you want to do, you should absolutely do that. Another question that frequently comes up is, do you have to go to private school? Well, I didn't go to private school, so again, absolutely not. That's not a requirement. Equally, another question is, do you have to go to a top university to become a barrister? Whilst it makes a lot of sense that a lot of barristers with top degrees from top universities stand a better chance of becoming a barrister, it's certainly not a hard and fast rule. My law degree was with the Open University, and I cannot rate them enough. I've linked them in the description below, so you can go and check them out. It is a degree that you can do from home, so essentially I got up at 3 a.m. every day for 3 years and did my degree full-time whilst running my business. And very pleased to say that I came out the other side with a first-class law degree with honours. Onto bar school I went, and I did a master's in law at the same time with the same institution, which was BPP University. As a side note, I've also read comments online where people have criticised doing the Masters in Law at the same time as bar school, commenting that it's just a top-up and not worth doing and doesn't really count for much. Well, having done it, I can firmly disagree, because it's a lot of hard work, and I've had lots of compliments having done it, because it does add to your CV, and in my experience, it certainly sets people out from the rest. And I can say that because I run my own chambers and my own law firm as well. And again, I'm very pleased to say that with the support of BPP, I also achieved a distinction in my Master of Laws. The only thing I will say for this whole journey is that if you want to make this happen, it comes down to sheer hard work and determination. Because I take the view that if you put hard work and sheer determination into anything that you want to achieve, then you can certainly achieve it. As my motto goes, which is usually found over at Black Belt Secrets, my sister channel linked below if you haven't found that one already, is give yourself no choice. Short story along these lines, when I was 12 years old and I first sat down to do Taekwondo, I looked at my instructor's belt with 6 gold Dan stripes on it hanging in front of my face, and I thought to myself, I would like these gold stripes on my belt too. Well, guess what? It took me 30 years to get there of hard work, but here they are. So the same is true for law, the same is true for any other career aspiration that you have. Whatever age you are, whatever stage you are at, if this is something you really want to do and you're not satisfied and you're not happy with your current position, knuckle down, plan it out, and put the hard work in, and the reality can be yours. So I hope this has served to address some of the questions and the fears about getting involved in law. And if you like this kind of content, because I suppose I am well placed to provide you this kind of content, let me know in the comment section below and more videos will follow. And in the meantime, thank you for watching.